What is up, guys? Today I'll be talking about how I came to Christ, and pretty much I'll try to simplify it as much as I can, because all this stuff is deep and detailed. A lot of it's also personal, because God is personal. He's not a religion, He's not a made up thing, and He works personally with you, not popular belief or anything like that. So to start off, I'd say first of all, I've always been like a really quiet guy. I grew up in the with the listening to 50 Cent and all that. So I had like the biggest ego. I was quiet. I was trying to avoid trouble, and yeah, this is all really personal, like I said before. But anyways, so I've always been like, I've never been aware of God, but I've also had this huge understanding of how things work around me. Because I was always observing people, I was always observing the system as a kid. I remember being in elementary school and I thought so hard about all these things the teachers were telling me. I thought a lot about the Indian stuff. I thought a lot about social, what's that class called? I forgot what that class was called. Pretty much like government, politics, all that. And even at a young age, I was like overexposed to this stuff because I didn't talk to my classmates. I was always reserved, and I always ended up replacing friends with thinking about the stuff the teachers were telling me. And I always studied how people worked around me. It's kind of creepy if I think about it now that I say it. I guess that's why I'm really a weird person in my opinion. So from there, I've been a hardcore thinker, I guess is what you could call it. So I've been open to evolution and the possibility of some kind of God out there. So, but I don't want that to make you think that well, I guess it doesn't matter, but anyways, I'll just move on from there. So that's my base. That's where I start at. From my teenhood all the way to my young adulthood, which I'm probably in right now. I didn't have any viewpoint. I was kind of like, I'll figure this stuff out later, because I know there's only one truth. I know there's one truth to everything. There's not multiple truths. There's only one, and I know that for a fact. I mean, you either got the money in the bank or you don't. You know what I mean? That's a dumb way to say it, but anyways. From there is when I get this little booklet. It's called "This Was Your Life." I'll probably put a picture of it on the screen. It's a book about a guy that gets judged. Everything is shown on the screen, his life and all that is shown. And like I said before, I grew up being a hardcore thinker. I grew up watching Power Rangers. I want to be the good guy at heart. Like, that's what I wanted to be. Even though I acted like I was a bad guy, or those wannabe guys that I was really lame back then. So I've always wanted to be the good guy in life. I always wanted to listen to my teachers. I was pretty much raised by my teachers because my parents were always working, and I wanted to be a good man in society. So yeah, I'm all up for the good guys. If there was a good guy, I'll pick the good guys, you know. So that's when I came up to this booklet. This Was Your Life. And I read the whole thing and noticed that God's gonna judge us all. So then I was like, me and my brother were like looking more into it. I was kind of like, alright, I believe that this stuff, but again, I was like, I'll kind of save it till later. But like, this kind of gets personal with my brother's stuff, so I'll leave him out of this. I'll delete him, even though he's a massive reason why I believe in God. But I'll kind of, maybe I could paraphrase it. I don't think he'll mind too much. He needs to get his testimony out there too anyways. So pretty much my brother and his wife are on this like they're having issues, like arguing and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna get into details because that's his personal matter. Then all of a sudden, I'm just here standing on the side watching this stuff happen. And I'm dreading, I feel a lot of dread. I love my brothers a lot. And I don't want them to be fighting at all. So I'm amazed whenever they're intense fighting. They're about to, like, I guess you would say divorce, even though they were never really married at the time. It just fixes like in a snap. His wife, I guess, comes to Christ. He's like getting into God, reading the Bible. And I was like feeling so hopeless. It's like you see this thing is gonna happen. They're gonna split up. This is terrible. Like, and then suddenly everybody's fine, and they both apologize to each other, this and that. It was like crazy. And so my brother finds a church, and I start going there too. And I start reading the Bible a lot. And from there, I kind of like, everything is like, I guess I believe, like, it was blind faith. That's all it was at the time. It was that religious stuff that the atheists hate. They probably hate me for believing in God that way. But I believed God blindly, like, it just was what it was. But then, the church was like I guess it was putting a lot of weight on me, so I started getting tired. It was just a church of works, like you're saved by your works. So I kind of fell out of church. I still believed in God. I still had that connection to Him. And that's a weird thing I find. I was trying to break away from church or God all completely together. I was like, alright, I'm gonna figure this stuff out. I'll figure out once and for all, because I know there's only one truth, that if God is real or fake. And God gave me this dream. It was a very crazy dream. I've never had a dream like it. I'm not gonna say it's, I don't know, like, I'll just tell you it. I dreamed that there was a bus, and there was a Mormonism and a Jehovah's Witness guy standing there. I don't know why they were together. And there was all these people on the bus just getting in there. I was standing on the side watching, and suddenly I see a bunch of demons. They look like, the best way I could describe it is that they're balls of smoke. Balls of smoke all just went inside these people. Everybody screams in the bus at once and stops at once, like if they just got possessed. And in that instant, I woke up breathing hard. I don't know why. It like scared me. And I guess that was God's way of telling me, because I don't know exactly what, but I think that was God's way of telling me that those two other religions weren't true. And from there, I'm not going to tell you where this church is at, but God gave me another dream. Again, all this stuff is personal. I don't think I meant to tell you guys all this either. I mean, I'm sure God won't mind me telling you, but for those of you that are listening even to this point right now, I'm sure a lot of people would get bored by now, but God is personal. He's never going to give you a revelation to judge the world. Oh, God gave me a vision to the world is, or the United States needs to repent. And that's not how it works. God is personal. He'll make you work in your area. And yeah, that's how he works, because that's how he's worked in my life. And anyways, let's move on from there. So God gave me this dream that I was like in this, I don't know why I was in a spaceship. I was in this spaceship, and then like I'm walking through these dark halls. Suddenly it looks like a classroom actually. It's like goes from a spaceship to a classroom. And there's a door on the side. It's because at this time I think I was looking into aliens. Because I was like in a phase where I was like trying to find the truth again. Because I always have to question everything. So I see this hallway in the dream. I open the door and I see an alien standing there. He looks like a blob monster. And I don't know. I might like try to look for a picture that matches it and stick it on here too. But the thing grabs itself by the head. And again, it looks like a blob monster. I just imagine an ice cream cone, the tip of it, and it's all skin. It has a wide mouth and ugly eyes. So that it like peels its skin off, and he's like, "This is your pastor." He peels his skin off, and you can see his skeleton and guts and all that. It's pretty gross. And on the screen, there was a projector projecting human body parts, which was degradation of the human body, I guess. And I just remember in the dream I was running away, and what the dream turned out to be was that the pastor ended up, I'm not going to tell you where the church is or anything, because that's, I want to give people a chance to redeem themselves, that pastor and all that. But what it turned out to be was that the church later kind of broke apart. And it was kind of for the reason that you were saved by works kind of thing going on there. So the church collapsed, and then yeah, that dream pretty much told me the church would collapse, I guess. It's pretty crazy. And I had a lot of other dreams similar to that predicted stuff, and the things happened. Again, it wasn't my job to tell anybody anything, because I know God gave me those dreams, and nowadays I look back on them, and that's where a lot of my faith comes from all these crazy predictive dreams that only God could predict. Demons couldn't even predict this stuff, and maybe the demons knew what they were trying to achieve in that church, but they wouldn't know if it worked or not, you know. They're kind of as blind as we are. Anyways, another dream I've had was that, so I was working at a job. I'm not going to tell you where it was at or what it was. And in the job, we had just been promoted. I got a 30-cent raise. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't care. And so a few weeks after that, I get a dream. I dreamt that I got promoted. The manager was like, "Oh, Rafael, you're going to get promoted to blah blah blah." I'm not gonna tell you the position either. So the very next day, I was like, "Oh, that dream. It was pretty weird, you know." I walk in there and then I get promoted, and I'm just so surprised. Like, I'm surprised, but I'm not too surprised. It's just weird. I wasn't expecting that. Oftentimes you hear miracles happen, and you always expect, maybe like you think it's like a little power or something, you know. Working with God feels like I have this little power, but it's not as like mind-blowing as you want to think it is. Like sometimes there's people that do witchcraft to get a little power, you know. And it's not as amazing as you think it is. I mean, the horns aren't gonna blow, the news isn't gonna come into your room and be like, "Oh, you just had a miracle happen to you," and everybody cheers. No, it just happens, you know. That dream was like a miracle to me, and it just happened. It was just another day, you know. It was personal to me, and it set a foundation for me. And yeah, I know I've had some dreams that actually straight up come from demons. I know I can differentiate them. But some dreams do come from God. But some dreams also come from the devil. I know that much too now. But the dreams of prophecy, that are unique to yourself, those are the key. Those tell you where God is talking there, you know. Because a demon can't predict the future, no matter how much you want to think they can. They really can't. All they can do is tell you what they plan to do. And if it happens or not, it's a matter of luck. But God can predict stuff. And he's predicted a few things for me. But yeah. I guess I'll end it there because I don't know, I have so much more to say, but I'll just end it with that. Maybe I'll continue this some other time because it's already at 15 minutes and I know people don't have that attention span, my bad. So yeah, God bless and thanks for watching.